Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on Qnt. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Easter wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about Qnt. And honestly, looking at this chart right now, this is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies out there today. I cannot believe Qnt is even sitting at $66. When this cryptocurrency crossed the $100 mark, I thought $100 was gone forever. I still think Qnt is going to be a 6-digit asset in the very near future. Think about it as an operating system for all of blockchain. And if you look at the 1 year on Qnt right now, actually the all-time high was sitting all the way up over $300. It was very close to $400. In this run, I still think Qnt is going to achieve a new all-time high. A lot of people are expecting between $500 and $1,000. Qnt website went through a lot of changes, less transparent, maturing, indicating growing business. One thing I want to point out is programmable payments. How our partners are leveraging programmability and interoperability. Complex trigger-based payment workflows such as escrow or payroll systems can be automated, delivering significant added value to your corporate customer. Everything Qnt is doing is geared towards corporations, enterprise, not retail. They are looking for institutional clients. Then they go on to talk about global loan disbursements, smart money customer accounts. Qnt is built for the future. It's built for the digital age. Most people still don't get what Qnt is actually doing. It's not chasing hype. It's building the rails. While everyone argues about the next meme coin, Quant is integrating programmable money into real-world finance, cross-border payments, liquidity engines, cash flow automation, smart tax optimization, and it's going to continue to build out and grow. The nice thing about Qnt is the customer has to utilize the token, and that's what makes it really game-changing. Now, a lot of people talked about Oracle multiple times in the past. This comes from Tokenizer. More ties to Qnt and Oracle. This time, it's even verified by Juniper Research. Juniper's report on DLT in financial services has a spot with Oracle and how they're achieving interoperability. Their answer for cross-ledger integrations. Oracle says they have a certified partner solution for this monumental task. And that certified partner is, of course, none other than Quant's network, Overledger. In fact, they also mentioned integrations with Hyperledger Cactus, now Cacti, which we know Oracle has since successfully done. Another interesting point is how they mention atomic asset exchange with Ethereum. And to do so, they're using Oracle's very own orchestration layer. And if you look at Oracle, they list Hyperledger. They also talk about Quant Network and Overledger as well. This is the future building out. A massive network is being created, and at the core is Quant, because it's the glue that's going to hold the entire network together. Ripple can be utilized through Quant's connector layer for multiple DLTs known as Hyperledger Fabric. And this right here is the whole reason I bought my very first Qnt. You see where Overledger is. Then you see enterprise permission blockchains, Ripple, Ethereum, JP Morgan, Corda, Hyperledger. Then you see public permissionless blockchains, Bitcoin, Stellar, Ethereum, IOTA, EOS, other blockchains, Cosmos, Polkadot, and so on. This is that massive network I saw forming way before I even started talking about crypto. And I said, Qnt is the future. It's my Bitcoin. Think about buying Bitcoin at $66. That's what it feels like every single time I buy a Qnt. And here's Gilbert Verdian explaining it a little bit better. Qnt and XRP. The XRP ledger is one network with the Interledger protocol as the standard, connecting different payment networks. Here's what Overledger does.
Interledger protocol, ILP. How does that differ, this new effort, how does that differ from ILP? Because I think their goal was to try to bridge, networks through at least for the payments layer. And that was very simplistic bridging. How does this differ, or is it similar?
No, it's very different. So ILP is a peer-to-peer protocol for payments between different assets and different blockchains, doing hash time locks and whatever, and Ripple and Bitcoin are one of the early use cases, and that's good for a payment use case. But what we're doing is if you think of ILP as you're sending a message between you and your friend. It's the interaction between you two in terms of the two parties. What we're doing is at the core level, how does that one network have a gateway to understand and find resources to another network, which also has a gateway, and how do those networks talk to each other at the internet scale level? So think of it as border gateway protocol for money, and so BGP is quite a good technology, and it works. So we're creating the protocol and the methodology to find and identify networks. So with ILP, you're sending something from Ripple to Bitcoin, you know where they are. But on an internet scale, how do you know where that digital asset or the party B is that you want to send to? You need to find them. You need to find the route between the different networks to identify that digital asset. And how do you transact across those gateways? And so that's what we're tackling, which is much larger.
So think about it like this. Say, for instance, right? You saw a transaction happening. What Qnt and what Quant and Overledger is going to do is it's going to keep track of where all those transactions are happening anywhere on the internet. And it's going to be keeping everything functioning perfectly. That's the best way to describe it. That's the dumbed down version of what he just said. But this is a great picture coming from House of Chimera on what the differences are. So you see Quant's Overledger protocol and Ripple's Interledger protocol. Interoperability facilitates interoperability between permissionless and permissionless blockchains. Interledger protocol functions as a bridge between two different cryptocurrencies, as well as between cryptocurrencies and fiat. Tools for implementation. Quant's Overledger, MDApps, can be utilized as a plug-and-play setup and can operate across any DLT. Ripple's Interledger protocol is a custom connector is required to bridge two DLTs. Quant's Overledger protocol. Qnt is the Quant network's native token. Interledger protocol has no native token. However, Ripple always said that XRP would be utilized in this scenario. Quant's Overledger, fault tolerance, protocol based. Ripple's Interledger depends on validators. Notaries are institutions. So when you look at it on the big scale, Qnt is the glue making sure that Interledger protocol is functioning perfectly and where it's happening anywhere on the internet. It's going to connect to Interledger protocol as well, forming one big massive network. That's what I love about Qnt. It's like the operating system keeping the entire system going. Quant Network launched a service for banks, unlocking new revenue streams through programmable money and a future-proof infrastructure. So you see, banks looking to explore programmable payments and use cases to validate feasible and market demand with a 3-month test bed. Banks looking to deploy one programmable product at speed to generate revenue with a high-value programmable banking product in under 6 months. Banks looking to embed programmable money at scale to enable multi-party orchestration and advanced API integrations across all their business lines. So they're going to be connecting banks as well. And here's a better understanding of it. So you see, connect, orchestrate, and program. And programmable money's been talked about multiple times by the BIS, the IMF, and so on. I even think Qnt, what they're going to do is they're going to unlock a lot of utility even for XRP, because XRP brings on-demand liquidity as well to this entire situation. They're going to complement each other. But Qnt, there's very little Qnt, and it has to be utilized. If you think Bitcoin hits some crazy numbers, wait till you see where Qnt goes in the very near future. Once this cryptocurrency starts to really break out, it is going to hit some numbers, and people are going to be like, holy shit, I should have been buying Qnt when it was sitting at $66. Anything under $100 on Qnt, it's like you have to buy it because of the potential behind it. So here's what it's used for. Enterprise licenses. Qnt tokens must be provided to Quant Network in exchange for an annual license. Developer license. Developers will be able to obtain an annual license to develop applications on Overledger through the purchase of Qnt tokens. They have to buy the token. Platform fees. In addition to the license fees, a platform fee calculated as a percentage of the license fee in Qnt will be payable by all users and developers. Identity and account. A minimum Qnt holding amount is put in place for every participant of the Overledger ecosystem. The wallet storing Qnt is your identity. Transaction processing. Qnt tokens are used to validate, sign, and encrypt every transaction that flows through Overledger. Application users. Users will need to hold Qnt tokens to be able to run multi-chain applications, MApps. The license key will expire annually and must be renewed with more Qnt tokens. Gateways and staking. To run a gateway, there is an annual fee fixed in fiat to be paid in Qnt tokens. Gateways earn Qnt for transaction processing. Investment and store of value. The content is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information other than other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. A utility token's value is directly correlated with its demand. With more use cases for a token, the higher the demand and value becomes. Qnt will be utilized, and it is going to hit crazy price points as it happens. Quant Overledger, the world's first blockchain operating system, connected to supported blockchains and develop multi-chain applications with just 3 lines of code, simplifying the complexity of blockchain technologies. What do I always tell you? When something's easy, people will use it. They're going to utilize this technology because it's on top of the entire network that's building out. Qnt is going to be at the heart of the new financial system, making sure everything runs seamlessly. The Qnt tokenomics are interesting. Less than 33%, it's 33% more scarce then Bitcoin. Token lockup for OVL utilization. Token lockup for gateway staking. Fiat fees converted to QNT. As enterprise demand and usage grows over time, QNT is bound to grow too. Think about it like this. There's a little over 14 million QNT. There is no reason this cryptocurrency should be sitting under $100 right now. Once this network goes live, it's going to make people millionaires overnight. You want to be one of those people. This is an easy 6-digit cryptocurrency, and people are still sleeping on it. Wake up before time runs out. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.